and Azora sort of like scratching the side of her head, and absentmindedly is scratching her eye patch, and then suddenly like realizing she's like tapping her eye patch, suddenly just like freezes up for a moment and just like just seizes up, touches her eye patch.
Astoria looks at you and just says, "Oh, I see. You remember she goes to like the door and like, oh, you locked this. Oh,
actually,
I know.
I want to roll strength to open the locked door.
Okay,
this isn't your bedroom.
No, but
okay. So she's like, you locked the door. Here, let me show you this. She flips through her tome and points her hand at the door and mutters something. And suddenly, it is now a reinforced metal door with 3 locks on it.
What the? Axe knocks on door. What was noise?
That sort of snaps Azora out of it. You can do that?
Yeah, security reinforcement. It's a spell. It's kind of hard to do.
That's impressive. We can secure the cart a lot better with that.
Oh, you think so? Ooh, wow. Ooh, jeez.
Right?
Wow.
You're the expert, not me.
Yeah, I mean, probably. If there's any locks on it, I can enhance the locks. And she just sort of like flutters back to her bed and just sort of like falls back on it. Oh, that felt good to let out that energy. Oh, jeez. I'm gonna take a little nap.
Yeah, it's good that you get to sleep. And Azora just sort of looks at her, grins a bit, and does just again sort of absentmindedly touch her.
Axe gave up. Axe gave up and went back. I used to have a question. I have a question with Azora. How can she open the door if she doesn't have the key to her locks?
And how is Raina going to get in?
No, as if Nostria is going to bed, Azora will unlock the door,
There's 3 locks on it now.
What, you can't unlock 3 locks?
Different
from
keys?
the inside?
One of them... you can unlock the locks from the inside, but one of them is a combination lock.
Oh, no. Well, I guess this inn's gonna have to have a room code now for one specific room.
Does that count as damaging their property? I think it does.
No, I feel it's improving it.
But I don't think hotels kind of accept if you just move in and improve things. They're like, oh, thanks.
Okay. Okay, but no. The combination, as you're like looking at it, like she just mutters off before she goes to sleep. It's getting.
1,
what?
2.
It's a letter combination, so and then there's 5 letters, and that's the combo for the lock.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's good. Gonna write that down.
And then she starts snoring.
Yeah, Azora actually make sure it's unlocked and sits down next to her, make sure she's and just like reads her poetry book for
your bedtime story.
Oh, I didn't mean to her, just
Good night, moon.
Yeah, Azora just sort of reads, until Raina gets in.
Yeah. So meanwhile, let's go to Aegis.
Yeah,
you're seeking out Coram. Yeah. So he had informed you that he was going to see a friend of his.
I'll be right back, by the way, but
right.
You can continue.
Yep. About he told you that if he wasn't like outside. Yeah, he told you where to find him if he hadn't met back up with you by a certain time, which he hadn't. So, you tracked down the address he gave you to a home in one of the residential areas of Custer. Much less busy. So, yeah, you can feel free to knock.
Yep. Aegis walks up and knocks.
All right. An elf answers. It's not Corum.
Oh, damn it. Another one of these. They're multiplying. Hello. I'm looking for Corum. I'm Aegis, one of his traveling companions.
Oh, you're with that new mercenary group he's associated with?
Yes, the No Ones.
The No Ones. Interesting name. I'm Ninline.
Did you write that
And he
down?
offers a hand. Yep.
Yeah, Aegis shakes it.
Alright. Yeah. I guess time kind of has gone away. Come on in.
Yeah, Aegis heads in.
So yeah, you see Corum just sitting there, drinking. He's drinking a bit of tea, and he says, "Oh, hey Aegis, sorry, it took a conversation sort of got away from us."
That's alright. Figured. I mean, as far as I was aware, you wanted to come here and then head back, correct?
That was the idea, was to come here, catch up, and head back to Seneca, but...
Yeah, our party might be headed... Well, I say this tentatively, we might be heading further north if some work I expect will come our way.
Right. Well, I might have to stay in Custer a bit longer than I thought.
That's alright, but what has... Oh, Aegis does, remembers and he, hands over, the one of the group gate passes over to him.
Yeah, alright, he says, "Oh, this is good. Oh, okay, this will come in handy."
Is there anything that we can help with?
If you don't mind getting involved in something a little personal.
Well,
So,
if you would trust us to be of help.
No, I imagine you would be of help. It's more about... It involves someone I have known for a while, and some increasing violence in the city. It's a little bit of a delicate situation. We might want to brief everyone together, though.
Alright.
How's about y'all, wherever y'all are staying, whatever inn you're at, you head there. You have a good dinner, good night's sleep. Come back here tomorrow, and we'll tell you about what's going on. See if you can't help.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds alright. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow then.
Yeah. Watch yourself on your way back.
I'll try. I will. I do look at Ninline as he says that. It's just, there a problem in this? Is there an issue in this city that I should be aware of?
It's a bit of an issue. Well, again, we'll talk about it tomorrow. Just, watch yourself around alleyways, let's say.
Watch yourselves.
Yeah.
Watch
it's getting late, so just don't stay on the street too long.
Will do. So, yeah, Aegis does kind of because he wasn't with the party, he does ask what the most, what the inns around here are, so he knows where to start looking.
Hello, I'm back.
Yeah, he tells you, well, let's see, if you had a party that was looking for that was big enough to need separate rooms with multiple beds, their best bet probably would have been Dry Dog.
I'll start there then. Thanks.
Yeah. Alright, now do me a favor and roll a flat 2d6.
Alright, let's see how much shit Aegis gets into as he has to watch himself on the way back. Hey.
Oh, no, he doesn't. You keep your watch very, very closely.
Nice.
Yeah, you do occasionally notice odd movements from alleyways, and weird blips of movement on the rooftops, but you're not But no one and nothing accosts you.
While I'm walking, I do look out for, like, you know, town guard, police, people like that. Are there any actual, like, official security? Is there much security out on the streets at all?
There's less than there was in Regents. It's mostly like every block has like probably like a guard on patrol. Would you like to spout lore about that?
Yeah, sure. It does seem like you know, the cops are up to, well, the guard are up to something, but they're more interested in international war criminals than... No.
Ouch.
They're more interested in international war criminals than, you know...
Yeah.
Keeping...
You just cannot spout lore.
No, Aegis is fucking dumb as fuck.
By the way, did you ever look at your stat totals?
Oh no, you told me I was, like, from your count, I was 1 down, but I haven't done anything.
More than 1, you were like 3 down by my count.
Seems wrong somehow.
That seems weird.
My count, you had only leveled up 5 times, but you're level 9.
That seems wrong though. I feel like...
What are your stats again?
You've got 2 16s.
3 16s.
And 3 16s and 2 9s. I mean,
wait, 3 16s and 2. What's? And well, like level 10, you can have 4 16s and 2 9s.
I mean, I haven't looked back at like the earliest recording, but it's like
I know at least one session you didn't increase your level. I mean, maybe you did later, but like
I'm pasting an image of like my stat spread again in the chat, but I don't think it's like I'm down. I don't think I'm down 3.
Cause like here,
I mean, you can just go to the first session of this party and like look at on YouTube and just take a look at that.
So, like, if at a guess this was your original stat totals, that would be 1 plus 0 plus 0. Yeah, that, by my count, is only 5. And you should have gotten 8 XP by now.
Well. Maybe someone's intentionally not be leveling up so they could level up faster by failing more checks.
Oh man, the galaxy brain!
That's a genius idea. Well. I don't know what to put points in though, because I don't know, I still feel like, I don't know. I don't remember missing things, but I can fucking...
I looked and at least once you did. At least, and again, mathematically. Because, like...
Here was his initial stat spread.
Okay, so yeah, I got him all right. Oh, except, no, I got Con and Wisdom mixed up, but...
So, what does that bring it to? So
it's the same, yeah.
Okay.
You got put 1 point in strength, 1 point in constitution, and 3 in charisma. That's it.
Okay, so I have points to spend.
Yeah, you have. Wow, yeah.
3.
Fuck. Okay.
Way to go.
I might put them in charisma because I'm gonna be battle master, but we'll see. I might just
put some in int.
I could actually just put 1 in and just have an
you can have a +1.
I really like that stat total too of having 4 16s and 2 9s. That's actually I statted out what Azora would be without, you know, like
maybe that's what I'll do actually. Yeah.
And that's where I would have taken her.
Yeah, if you put 1 in int and then the other 2 in charisma, then you'd have 18 charisma, which is the max, right?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
I could spend put 2 more in intelligence, then when I level up put that last, and I would have, you know, I would have +2 to intelligence as well, and that would be pretty well rounded for like the leadership thing that I'm trying to do with Aegis.
Yeah. That's what I would do personally.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna put the 2 more points in, and then
All right.
10, 16 in, bang, sorted.
Nice. Yeah, there you go.
Sorted.
So this would have been a 5. Nice.
You know.
I'm a genius.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I'm just going to go through every single spout lore you failed and see which ones would have been affected, and then you're just going to be bombarded by all the knowledge you would have had.
Aegis,
all at once.
Here's all the like fucking wit of the stairs. You've realized like
just like a sudden.
Needed to know this like 2 weeks ago, but now here it is.
The thing is, I actually don't think it would make that much of a difference. I don't think there have been many times where he's been one off. Every time I see an int roll, it's always like a 4 or 5 from him.
Yeah.
And anyway,
right.
Yeah. So I'm 2 points away from level 10, and then once I hit 11, I'm either going to get an apprentice who's a battle master, or just turn Aegis into a battle master. I probably will turn Aegis because I'm enjoying playing Aegis, and I don't really want to step away from him.
Okay, so
Why not play 2 characters?
you get back to
You kind of do.
You get back to the inn. You get to the inn, not back to. It's the first time you've been there. So you see, when you enter Dry Dog, you don't have to do much investigating because you see Axe, unmistakably, Axe at a table, chowing down on steaks, with Reyna and with Reyna spicing up her ribs, and Brother Lotus still eyes in contemplation, slowly drinking water.
Aegis heads over and sits down and just asks, so Azora and Nastri have already headed up.
Oh yeah, no, she got blasted.
Yeah, Reyna just says, "Oh yeah, that Batgirl. She's turns out she's quite a drinker."
Oh, we were warned that if she drank, things could go poorly.
Wait, we were?
Yes, her master genuinely told us to be careful if she drank.
Huh. I wonder if Azora remembered that.
I'd be careful.
Did.
She seemed fun.
Anyway, just got back, just handed over the card to Corum. There's a bit of a problem in this city that we might be helping out with come morning.
I don't see how this city could have problems. They got drinks for days. And then she just finishes her screwdriver.
Well, I felt like I was being watched the whole way back, and apparently there's a bit of a gang problem in the city, or a criminal problem. I'm not quite sure what kind of problem it is, but it's dangerous, and if you go outside, it's best to watch yourself.
Well, Azora had to chaperone Nostria instead of having fun beating up gangsters.
You could have been out gang crushing, but
yeah.
Tomorrow we're gonna go and visit Corum and his friend, and we're going to see if it's worth us getting involved. Maybe doing something about it. It's a bit of personal business that we might be able to help him out with.
All right. And Lotus nods solemnly.
I'll go tell Azora.
All right. Yeah. It's about time to start checking in anyway. So yeah, Lotus goes up to Reyna and Lotus are going up as well. So yeah, Azora, there's a knock at the door.
Yeah, Azora's writing
some. I can't even knock on my desk because it's a big metal door now. Dong, dong.
Wait. That's the best I can do.
Yeah. Yeah. As you go, Reyna's just like, why is this one metal?
Surely she should be happy with the luxury door treatment. Azora was just writing something in her notebook and quickly, closes it, binds it, and goes up and opens the door.
This is screeching. It's opening up
It's a bit too big for the frame, so there's just a big scratch in the woodwork on the floor. Yeah.
Oh, hi.
Hey, and Aegis explains what he explains to the party. Corin, personal problems. Felt like I was being watched on the way back.
Really? And Azora's sort of looking out like, what's the time? Is it too late to head out there now?
Aegis picks up on that and is like, no, we're not just gonna go out there tonight and start cracking heads.
Yeah. Besides, I need to keep a watch on this one tonight. You know, Azora sort of like tossing her head back to indicate.
Yeah, Reina just steps into the room, stretches out, and starts changing into nightwear and just says, "You should learn to let her have fun." Ah, jeez. I remember my first time getting plastered. Ah! And then she just falls onto a bed. Sweet dreams.
Okay.
Okay.
Wasn't she the one who was all like, oh, well, it's gotta have a shower and bath, and she's just gonna
Also, wasn't it
waste that
Aegis
money?
at the door talking with her, and
Yeah.
it's like, okay, changing now. It's like,
Yeah. She doesn't care.
oh, okay, she just made all those demands and didn't actually not demands, she just made all those things, didn't actually
It's more about the image of it than the practicality.
I see, okay. But yeah, Aegis says this, and besides, apparently it's a personal matter to Corum, so we might need to act with some decorum.
Okay. Decorum.
Yeah.
I can try that.
Decorum.
Decorum for quorum. Gotcha.
Okay.
And then the door is finally closed.
And,
Yeah.
As Aegis is destroying Lotus, who is in the male's room.
He doesn't even realize he's moving backwards. He just floats backwards and phases through a wall. Decorum, he says, as he floats west. I don't know why I just thought he was
Axe. Axe. Lotus offers to give you his bed to put together with the other so you can have a more comfortable bed to sleep on, while he will simply meditate.
Would you do that for me, old man? But you seem to...
See, we could have just paid for 2 beds.
No. You need a bed.
Kind gesture.
Fine,
Axiom. The kind gesture. I just volunteered Aegis' bed as well.
But Axe goes, would you really do... Are you sure you don't mind?
Yes, I don't mind whatsoever. In fact, the only thing I mind is my peace of mind.
Okay.
As he sits down cross-legged.
That was a really bad pun.
Well, he is
You
old.
should have some decorum.
This is not a pun in context anymore.
Oh well, Axe puts the beds together.
Nice.
Oh, so is Corum's not staying with us, is he?
No, he's at
Yeah.
The mates
he's at his buds.
Yeah.
Well, that's fortunate for Aegis.
By the way.
Elves only sleep in hammocks?
Did Aegis have like a moment of like, you know, like, oh, how did you know Corum wasn't going to sleep with us since he only got 3 beds?
No, that's all I said.
Because Aegis has assumed the start. He said when he was I'm here to visit some friends.
Oh, yeah.
I'd assume he would have had accommodations to do that.
Oh yeah, Axe just goes, oh, by the way, Asura said that if Corum had to have a bed here, you two were to share.
That was unneeded. You didn't have to call me out like that.
Okay, so
I
he's
call you
Just looks at Axe and just really.
Yes.
Why?
Nah, actually, he doesn't. No, he doesn't respond. He's sleeping.
Okay, so I'm gonna go piss and see and get a drink of water real quick.
I'm also going to get water.
All right, quick break.
Okay,
Quick break.
Quick break.
Yeah.
What if these horses are actually looking at each other?
Okay, so
Slightly less realistic payment.
y'all get to sleep.
Snore. Do we have to roll to see how good we sleep?
Do we?
Nah,
Alright,
y'all
no,
sleep
I know. We can
fine.
just do it the same way we did the dick size thing. I'm just gonna roll a single D12.
How well do
wakes
we
up at 3 a.m.
Can't believe it, and we probably went to bed. at like
just
12.
like how we judged how long you were frozen in pain.
Ooh, yeah.
Just fall asleep for 3 hours.
Aegis wakes up at 3 a.m. I don't know. And then he goes back to bed for several more
Yeah.
hours, though. But you know.
Wait, is that 3 a.m. or 3 p.m.? You should make that a D24.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, we're working on military time.
Alright, Aegis wakes up at 7 p.m.
That's not good.
That's really bad. If I woke up at 7 p.m., I would feel like immense guilt in myself. Like, oh my god.
I've
You
woken up at 7
Sacrificed
p.m.
your day.
X wakes up at 3.
You're never getting it back.
It's like, oh my god, I've wasted this day, and I'd probably, like, not feel well rested doing it like that.
No.
I would probably feel...
So when does Azora wake up?
Let's find out.
I genuinely remember, like, once when I was, like...
There you go.
10 years
Yeah.
ago, somewhere around... I woke up at fucking... I woke up at, like, 5 in the afternoon. I was baffled. I don't know how the hell that
Oh,
happened.
yeah.
Like, how the
It's
hell...
shitty.
Like, what... Who allowed this to happen? Me?
Well, anyway, all of you wake up at a reasonable hour in the morning.
No, if Azora's or if Nasra is waking up earlier than that, I'm
Earlier
gonna
than what?
notice.
She
If
drunk
Nasra is
sleepwalks
waking up
and
at
just-
like 2 a.m., I'm gonna
Oh my god,
like
imagine
I'm
how anime it would be though if she just like gets up and drunk sleepwalks outside and those thugs that are inhabiting the city try and corner and she just fucking magically fucks them up in a drunken sleepwalk and they're like the mystery of this mysterious drunk bat person who just fucked up the city gangs in one night.
I mean, Azora stayed next to Nostria. I feel like she would notice if Nostria got up.
Alright, no. So morning comes, y'all waking up. Yeah, Nostria is slower to wake up than Reyna and Azora. But she complains about like a very light, a light headache. It's nothing major.
Yeah, Azora gets her some like breakfast, something with sodium, some tea.
Mm-hmm.
Sodium? I think you mean salt?
Okay.
Yes, you don't have to be human neutral about it.
Gets her some like breakfast sausage and toast or something, or like bacon and toast, you know?
Yeah. So yeah, y'all meet down there for breakfast then?
Mm-hmm.
I adore bacon.
If Azora does ask Nostra if she wants to go downstairs or would rather eat in the room, sort of feeling out how she's feeling.
I should go downstairs.
Okay.
I'll just do what Master always told me to do when I feel like this. And yeah, heads downstairs and this heads over to the place to order from and just asks for all right, hey, I understand I drank some rum last night. I would like she puts down 3 coin and just says, I would like some water and a raw potato.
Raw potato.
Oh, you want a raw potato, Massey?
Yeah. And she's like, and then they just kind of, she gets water and potato.
A raw potato.
What, potato
Yes.
singular, just a singular raw potato.
Just a singular potato.
And that costs 3 coin?
No, she gets tea with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A raw potato.
Raw potato.
And she
Makes
probably,
you- Makes you think.
It really doesn't. I have not thought about this at all.
Makes you
I
think.
thought more about that horse image.
Oh, actually, as Axe walks down, he sees two pictures of horses standing and looking out.
Forlornly at the sea. How would that be at the dry dog inn? Be at the
Why
seaport
not?
said.
Can I get dog meat at the dry dog?
They
inn?
stole it from there.
Alright, so yeah. We all meet over breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
2 coin for a nice breakfast, let's say.
Alright, I throw down 2 coin for a breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bangers and mash.
A full custer.
You have bangers and mash for breakfast?
No.
I would.
Actually, wait, bangers and mash? That's just sausages and mashed potatoes, right?
I would not have that for breakfast. That would be a...
Oh.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like,
Accent.
there's a difference between that and a full English breakfast, but...
Yeah.
What's a full English breakfast called in this setting?
Mm,
I think it's just called
Oi.
breakfast.
yeah.
Oi,
Is there a
Mike.
difference between a full English and full Irish breakfast?
I would assume so.
Cause like, I don't know, I got a full Irish. I looked up a full Irish breakfast, and it's basically what I thought. It's what I thought a full English was. So like,
I guess it depends
Full
on
English
whether it's being
is-
served on one side of the border or the other.
Full English is 2 sausages, a sunny side egg, and 2 slices of toast.
That's also a full English.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
So like, what I at least full Irish, like what I thought was sausage, black and white pudding, eggs.
I don't get on with a black pudding.
I really like black pudding. Tomato, hash browns. I think is the or some sort of fried potato. You know, home fries, hash browns, whatever. Beans, toast.
The
And I think
differences
that's-
between the two are a little murky. The primary differentiator, one
Oh,
will
and bacon.
find black and white pudding in a full Irish, while it's merely optional in a full English. Brown bread or Irish potato pancakes, known as box tea, may also stand
Box
in
tea.
for
Oh, I
the
love
toast.
box tea.
Those who order
Box
a
tea's
full
really
breakfast
good.
also shouldn't be surprised to find the bacon looks different from smoky, fatty American stuff, while smoky, streaky bacon is sometimes found in a good fry-up. It's more likely that lean rashers trimmed from the loin and belly will show up on the plate.
Y'all's bacon, back bacon, is so much fucking better than like American bacon. It's not even comparable. I'm not a fan of American bacon, but like back bacon is so fucking good.
I'm not really a fan of bacon, just kind of overall at this point, but I'd have to have American bacon to judge.
Oh, if you never had it.
Nah.
Alright, so,
But now it's like said that, I haven't had it in so long, I could actually go for some smoky. Okay, anyway. Never mind all that.
yeah.
We don't keep bacon anymore because no one in the house eats it.
You'll, have breakfast?
Yeah, I have a full Irish breakfast.
Nice. Yeah.
Breakfast.
So yeah, Corin said, yeah, you can come over and he'll explain the thing to you. So what do you do?
I get the newspaper while I'm eating. And
Alright.
I check
Gotcha.
the funnies.
Check the fun.
What is the
Alright.
funny papers this evening?
So right, today, just all the funnies are just confirming which characters have canonically died in war.
Huh.
For Garfield, unfortunately, Odie ran into a landmine.
Well, that's an oddly depressing.
How about Funky Winkerbean?
Funky Winkerbean, actually, they're all okay. They're all fine. Unfortunately, Ratbert just couldn't make it, and neither did Loud Howard.
No, Loud Howard.
I don't want to die.
And meanwhile, Marmaduke is just alone in the house. The entire family is gone.
Oh no.
Oh dear. Oh my. Oh dear.
At least a shook's okay.
Okay, what about Family Circus?
Family Circus.
Oddly depressing.
Only 2 of the 4 kids. The dad says, "Well, at least it's quieter." At least it's quiet.
Alright.
I like this interpretation of the dad. I can like visualize this where like they're standing at the 4 gravestones. The mom is like crying with a tissue, and the dad's just hand in his pocket, sweater glasses. Well, at least it's quieter.
And lastly, but not leastly, Dilbert.
We already did Dilbert.
I did
Yeah.
Dilbert. Loud Howard and Ratbert are dead.
Okay. Okay.
How
Not
about
Loud
Sally
Howard.
Forth?
What?
I like Sally Forth. How about Sally Forth?
I no. You're not adding more comics to the canon.
Alright, well, I also am going to use this time.
Wasn't Foxtrot canon?
No.
I'm going to look at the biggest joke of all. Can I use this newspaper to update to see where the war lines are, where the battle lines
Ah, you're doing it.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah, you sure.
Oh
can.
yeah, we can. That's a thing we can do.
That's the thing
It
that
is.
caused us some issues a little bit ago. We're not allowed to take pictures of the screen while this happens, even though I'm recording this, but you know.
Well, if we're buying the newspaper,
Quick, Snake, stop recording.
Oh yeah, I'll have this newspaper.
yeah. If we're buying a newspaper, wouldn't we still have this? Can't we be allowed to photograph this?
It will just be out of, well, I mean, it will be out of date
Right.
soon, but you know.
But like, if we take a picture of it, if we screenshot it, it will be just as out of date.
Hey, look.
Oh. Okay, that one's good to know.
So that's. So wait,
one's
that's
good
a.
to know.
That's one. That's one. That's one. That's one.
No,
Oh man, look at Terran.
that Glimmerstone Temple is something to know about. See, fucking Terrebone down there, fucking assholes.
Nobody likes Terrebone.
I really like that we just have dead body on the map.
Where?
I think that was 2 parties ago.
We just never fucking got over that.
Yeah.
Is it still just there, just rotting years later? It's
Yeah.
just, it's just bones now. Yeah, we can get rid of dead body. It's gone. But if we remove it, I feel like I'd miss it.
Okay, so you got a good look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoever
The battle
did that,
line.
that's-
Offspring way up by Yuma, and north and
Oh yeah, in the Emerald Forest.
northwest and southeast of us.
Yeah.
Offspring Yuma.
Yoink. Oh shit! I accidentally, with the tokens, I got rid of Herrick's Cove and the Greywolf Gallbrute Hut and the Drake House. Oh shit! Don't worry, I'll bring you back. And dead body.
Flint Beach is a weird location. What the fuck?
Alright, there we are. They're back.
What are you doing?
What's happening? Oh my god, what are you? Come on. What is this even joke about? Like, you just.
I do a thing and Snake really did like.
You should stop doing that then.
Fucking infantile.
Tell Snake not to.
This is like dealing with
he's
2
right.
8-year-olds in the back of the fucking car on a road trip.
I just really don't like that face, okay?
Are we going to have to take away both of your editing powers?
You can't.
I just wanted to make a lovely little sea creature.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Alright, so.
You know, they make whales and stuff on
He's
maps.
just so ready to judge us for doing that. It's just Moby just takes such a fucking high ground on, oh, look at these two, just quibbling, like, children, like infants. Have you never in your life had a hill to die on?
I've never been petty ever in my life.
That's a quote.
Are you tapping on something, sweet?
Oh yeah, no.
Why?
Sorry.
You should stop doing that.
If you want, I can go to Sweden and like draw over Sweden. Well, actually,
Can you in a post-Brexit world?
I need to raise
A
my
post-Brexit Corona world.
You know, Corona World sounds like a fun game from the 90s. Welcome to Corona World.
It sounds like a shitty licensed game from like you get a download code for with a 6-pack of Corona beer.
It's like really shittily modeled 3D PC platformer.
It's actually just like a texture mod of Doom.
No, I think
so are all of you ready to go head out?
Is like yes, where you play as a beer bottle with legs and arms, and he quips. He makes beer puns and he jumps on stuff. He starts each stage by falling into it, turns the camera and say, "Let's get hopping."
Alright, so you're all just gonna go finish breakfast, head out.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
He sees an unfinished texture and goes, "That looks like a draft." Okay.
So, yeah.
Christ.
Aegis leads you to
hardly any time at all.
Aegis leads you over to the
to the place where Corin is staying.
Yeah.
With Ninline.
Ninline's house, yes.
Who's Ninline?
What was his name again?
Ninline.
Minline. How do you spell that?
Ninley. Ninleyn.
Ninline.
Oh wow, I was very wrong.
Wow. So yeah,
Is it Nin?
Ninline.
Alright, so yeah,
Upload Ninline.
Ninline answers the door and says, "Alright, glad to see all of you could make it." Oh wow, that's quite a bit more than I expected. Irena just says, "Don't worry about preparing. I'll fix us up some confections."
She's
Point me to the
confections.
kitchen.
She's a celebrity chef.
Yeah, just point me to the kitchen, buddy. And yeah, you just kind of like, okay, yeah. And she,
Just thinking,
just sort of
what kind of fucking people have you been hanging out with?
just skips away.
Celebrity chef. I like the idea that we just have like Hemlock's equivalent to like Rachel Ray, just with this fucking mercenary band.
Yeah, she just kind of jovially skips over to the kitchen.
I just realized from now on I'm picturing Reyna as the 2 shots of vodka lady.
It seems too upbeat for that, but maybe time will tell whether she gets the 2 shots of vodka lady.
I don't know, 2 shots of vodka lady would seem pretty upbeat. She was having a good time of it. She was pretty cheery about 2 shots of vodka. And, like, based off her reaction with, or her interactions with Azora and Nostria last night, it seems on brand. She does seem like the 2 shots of vodka type.
Okay, so you're brought in, brought to the couch, the living room, the 2 couches, no coffee table. Very domestic. As I ask you to sit down, and Coram's like, "Alright, so you're all willing to help us out here with something a little delicate, then."
Okay, Axe, you leave.
What? What?
No, don't.
Why would I?
Didn't actually say that.
Why? Oh, okay. Because Axe's reaction would have been, but why?
Tell us what the matter. So what's the matter then?
So, there are sort of 2 things at play here. The first one is pretty easy to explain. So, with the war going on, Custer and Tarrant have been sort of at the center of it. They're having the biggest, most intense fight, They've waged the war the longest with each other. And because of how intense things have gotten, there aren't quite as many guards around to patrol the streets. And because of that, crime has seen an uptick.
So you
muggings.
need me to kill all the criminals. I understand.
I am.
Give me a few hours.
Azora's in the corner just loading an M16 and monologuing family.
The typical petty stuff, the muggings, the brawls, the just assaults for fun, those kinds of things. The local gangs gotten more testy and violent lately. So overall, the streets aren't all that safe at night anymore. But that's not the delicate issue. So, sorry. Got my own big drop caught in my throat. We're about to have a big reveal.
Oh.
Okay.
Corum.
So Corum starts. You know how I mentioned I came from a town called Zebediah?
Yeah.
So, what happened was 4 years ago. Zebediah was attacked by some kind of fire-spewing half spider creature.
Wait, was it 4 years ago?
3.5.
3.5, yeah. By some fire-spewing half spider creature. The entire village was razed to the ground. Thankfully, none of us died. None of us were killed in the attack. We all had to flee. And we all got very dramatically uprooted from our homes, and we all had to leave. I was old enough to be able...
Old enough hero die, the nicest man I've ever met.
So I was old enough and hardened enough to be able to take it well, but a lot of some of the younger ones, all of the younger ones were quite traumatized. Some of them moved on well. Some of them are still coping. One of them is coping very poorly. She was 7 at the time. Her name is Silavana. So something else that happened was there was this man that she looked up to who had shown up to help with the crisis and told her to run. But not before she saw him die in front of her. And she's been locked in this sort of mental prison the whole time, ever since. She's taken to trying to live up to whatever she thought that man represented. So essentially, he was just a strong guy who was able to who was pretty good at hand-to-hand combat. So she started throwing herself into training for that. Somewhere then, when the war broke out, something switched in her. Oh wait, no, did I say 7 at the... No, right, no. She was
10, 11 years old. This is gonna be a weird ass.
No. She was 10 at the time. Not.
Okay, so she's 14.
No. 11.
So
That's what it was. Yeah, she'd be 15 now.
Okay.
Something snapped when the war broke out. And she decided when she saw... She's never really had a solid home since Zebediah burned down. She's bounced around between where all of the former Zebediah residents have set up, mostly between me and Nineline. But when the war broke out, she was with Nine Line here in Custer, and she saw what the dwindling of the guards did. And so she's decided that this means something. This is her calling. That this was her time to step up and be like that man. And she decided that the way to do that would be to become this vigilante, I guess. Using all her skills, she's developed both her natural agility and her increased strength and ability in hand-to-hand combat to stalk the streets and stop crimes. Which, wouldn't be such a bad thing if she weren't kind of unstable. So
And
recently,
15 years old.
and she is still 15. So
Oh no.
recently, we've noticed that we've seen that quite a few members of the local gangs have been turning up. Have either been turning up half dead or completely dead. She's gotten increasingly brutal and violent in her attempts to crack down on mugging she sees, and she's also gotten far more impulsive. She's there have been a few instances where she has intervened in something that was already being de-escalated or was just a simple argument that she interpreted as about to get hostile, and left whoever she deemed the villain a bloody pulp. She's going off the deep end, and it seems last time she showed up at Ninline's house, she was covered in scars, bleeding all over. And as soon as she was patched up, she jumped out a window and ran off again. And we have no idea where she is, but we do know that the local gang members have been on the lookout for people, have been ramping up their efforts on assaulting people as well, hoping that probably hoping that she'll show up and that they'll do something about her. And we want to get to her before they do.
This whole time, Azora went from sort of nodding to just sort of looking down, just me anime, her eyes are shaded over in shadows, but just very sort of has a sort of grim look on her face as she sort of looks downward, sort of has her
we are the wrong party to tell her to stop killing criminals after a traumatic experience, but I guess Aegis asks, that man she's emulating, you knew him?
I had never spoken to him directly. I was always both of the times where he was in town, I was out gathering resources.
Right.
But from what I understand, he was a strong man. A martial artist of sorts, I suppose. Very, very good. You didn't use any weapons aside from his fists.
And she's emulating who she believes he was.
Yeah, she sees him as this almost divine, hero that died. When he died in front of her, she felt like it was her duty to try and be the kind of hero he was.
Did you get a name for him?
The only name we ever got was Vigor.
Can I roll?
And Big
lore?
Fist.
Can I roll spout lore? Because I'm from that
Big
area.
Fist.
Aegis was operating in that area within the last year.
Hey, you can roll spell lore.
Nice. Well, I know that. I know.
All right, yeah.
I know Vigor.
You know that you know that you know that Vigor is the sort of a ring name of a pretty of a pretty well-known brawler in Terrebonne.
And I know he's alive, presumably.
Yes, considering this would have been in the last year.
Yeah. This village was raided 4 years ago, you say?
Yeah, 4 years ago.
Vigor isn't dead.
What?
Vigor isn't dead, he's a brawler in Terrebonne. Can't believe I'm destroying my old character's reputation.
He has a fucking refugee shelter named after him, for God's sake.
Are you sure it's the same Vigor?
Yeah, he runs the Damien Bell.
I thought it was Dominic Bell.
Oh, it was Dominic Bell, yeah. He runs the Dominic...
Yeah, the Dominic Bell Home for Wayward Peoples.
Yeah, he runs the Dominic Bell Home for Wayward Peoples. He took in a bunch of the refugees from that village.
Oh,
well, sounds like a good guy.
Oh, the fact that he survived is, from what I heard, he looked pretty dead when it happened. So, if he survived, we might be.
Azora does just say, "I've looked pretty dead before, and I'm still here."
All right. Well, that's good to know. I mean, we might be able to tell that to her if we can find her. Maybe that'll calm her down.
Maybe. I mean, she might also feel lied to, but...
This is so fucked up. We did this.
Yeah, you were the one who did the most of it.
Yeah, I know. Azora's having this big moment. Azora's really personally affected by this. Like, she sees all these parallels, and, like, I have to understand Azora's going through this. Well, this is my fault. I'm the one who traumatized her. I put in the extra special touch of, like, killing Vigor in front of her. And now my other character's all upset about it.
So, she's killed a bunch of gang leaders, so she's presumably pretty good at what she's doing.
She spent nearly every day after that incident, after the shock had worn off, she got a resolve to simply train her body day in, day out.
You know what's also fucked up about this? If we tell her Vigor's alive and she goes and finds Vigor, that puts her in Ariana's sightlines. She wanted those fucking camps to be... She wanted those places to be like, we can pull them into the fold from it, like a natural fucking...
Oh, true. Yeah, possible potential recruits.
But, well, hey.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Ariana's necessarily actively trying to turn them... But if some of them do seem to have a natural, criminal leaning, then... Well, better to have them work for us than to go out into some,
Well, hey, let's go with what we know, which is Vigor is a brawler, and well, okay. So from what I knew about that from that spell lore, I don't know how that Vigor is tied up in the leading criminal party, the party that introduced official bribes, aka taxes, into Terrebonne. Anyway.
So she's been attacking the gang she's been contending with, trying to work her way up, killing more, brutalizing or killing more and more rank and file to actual members of station. The gang's called the Bright Circle.
How do you spell her name?
Her name is Silvana. Oh, oops. Australia knows how to spell it.
She's familiar with elf names.
The elven names.
Elven names. Ancient elven texts. Okay, yeah. Do you know where they hang out?
The Bright Circle has hideouts throughout Generally, we know that their hideouts are around. That their hideouts tend to focus around sources of magical energy. So typically, they actually are around. They actually take over abandoned power plants in the city.
Nustria's got a sense for magic, so she should be able to lead us around. You might be able to lead us around to those. But
Yeah, absolutely. If there's what kind of magic do they do? Well, the Bright Circle tend to. So they're this gang that